In this video, we are going to go over how to properly calibrate and store the Myron L pH meters. With this pH meter, you will have 4 bottles of liquid. 3 bottles are the pH buffers that we will use to calibrate the meter. There will be one 4.0 pH buffer, which is kind of a reddish color liquid, one 7.0 pH buffer, which is a yellow color, and one 10.0 pH buffer, which is blue. The 4th bottle is pH probe storage solution, which is colorless. The probe needs to be stored wet when not in use, otherwise the meter will not work properly. Before you begin to calibrate the pH meter, make sure that you have all these required materials at your workstation. Start by removing the rubber cap on the pH meter. Pour out any fluid or solution in the well to waste. We will always start with the neutral 7.0 pH buffer. To begin the calibration, rinse the probe 3 times with the 7.0 solution and then fill the sample well. Set the pH meter down on a flat surface. To calibrate the meter, press the pH button first and then the Cal button. The display should populate with some numbers. Hopefully the number in the display is pretty close to 7.0. If the number displayed is not exactly 7.0, use the up-down arrow buttons to manually adjust the display until it reads 7.0. Press the Cal button one more time to accept the adjustment when finished. Next, we are going to use the pH 4.0 acid buffer to calibrate. The process will be the same as the one we just did for the 7.0 buffer. Rinse the sample well 3 times and then fill the well with the 4.0 acid buffer. The display should automatically populate with some different numbers, hopefully pretty close to 4.0. Again, use the up-down arrows to adjust the display until it reads 4.0. Press the Cal button to accept the adjustment. We will now use our last buffer to calibrate, the pH 10.0 base buffer. Rinse the sample well 3 times and then fill the well with this buffer. Use the up-down arrows if necessary to adjust the display until the numbers read 10.0. Press the Cal button to accept the adjustment. Your pH meter is now calibrated properly and ready to use. If you are not ready to continue using it right now, make sure to add the clear storage solution to the well before replacing the rubber cap securely in order to keep the probe stored properly. This well should be filled with the storage solution anytime the pH meter is not being used.